This part of question 9, basically just testing you on statistic, and so sometimes in statistic they will ask you for explanation, so that's quite common. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight certain things to you. So when you're looking at the statistic question, please make sure you look at the total. You look at the total that is mentioned in the question, not the axis. So this total is 500. The axis also happen to stop at 500. So that's fine. There will be some times when some students, they will look at the axis. But then, right, the question says that there's only 400 employees. So it's quite possible. So there are questions like this. So the axis stop at 500, but then in actual fact, there's only like 400 employees. So if you purely just look at the axis, then you will get everything wrong. So make sure that you can see that the total is 500. You read the information, not just read the axis. Because this 500 is important for you to see how you get the median. Median is 50th percentile, so you will look from 250. So that's my median. Then for the interquartile, so don't forget, you need to calculate the upper quartile. Upper quartile is 75th percentile of the total. So the 75th percentile, what, 375 will be somewhere here. So this is the upper quartile. Okay, lower quartile, 25th percentile here. So basically, you just subtract upper quartile minus lower quartile. So the interquartile is to measure the, how to say, measure the consistency. So if you got very small interquartile, that means the data is actually more consistent. Okay, so this one is the basic one that you should know. Part 2 is quite simple. The average pay is, the average paid hours is 45.1. So what is the percentage of employee who work longer than 45.1 hours? So you need to read from 45.1. So you read, you will get a 415. So we are talking about the number of employees who work more than, so these are the people who work more than 41.5. So remember to do a subtraction before you get to the percentage. Okay. Then in the last part, we would like to reduce, the company is going to reduce the working hours by 3 hours. So every data is decreased by 3 hours. So that means it's a horizontal move. All the data will move by 3 hours. So if everybody gets 3 hour decrease, that means the median will have 3 hour decrease. So from the 41.6, it will move to 38.6. So it will move to 38.6. Okay, somewhere here, huh? And then the 39 will move to 36. So in fact, right, everyone will shift. So you end up shifting horizontally. It will shift to the left. So it will shift to the left, but the curvature will be the same. Because now you change out everything. Okay, so now everybody has, all the data are reduced by 3. So it will shift to the left. If all the data are increased by 3, it will shift to the right. Okay, so the other thing will be, what if our interquartile range changes? So sometimes they can ask for change in interquartile range. So the point will be, if interquartile range becomes smaller, so if the interquartile range becomes smaller, the gradient will be steeper. The gradient of the cumulative graph will be steeper. it will become steeper. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So for example, here, so I'm going to make the interquartile smaller. So when I make the interquartile smaller, that means instead of this, okay, I'm going to push it in. Then instead of this, I'm going to push it out. So my interquartile range will become like this. So you will see my interquartile range become smaller. So when my interquartile range becomes smaller, the whole thing will become steeper. So in the same manner, if my interquartile range get bigger, okay, so let's see what happens when my interquartile range get bigger. So if my interquartile range become bigger, the gradient will become gentler. So some of you can say that it becomes flatter or become gentler. Okay, so how does that happen? So we make the interquartile bigger. So how am I going to make it bigger? So this one, I am going to push it up. So this interquartile, this lower quartile, I push it up. And then this is the upper quartile, I'm going to push it out as well. So now you find that it will actually become like this. Your interquartile get bigger instead of the original one. So it becomes flatter. Okay, so they can ask you for a variety. The shifting, when the median changes is the easiest. Median increase, the graph is a horizontal shift to the right. Median decrease is the graph is the horizontal shift to the left. But when the interquartile range changes, it will affect the steepness of the cumulative frequency graph. So do take note of this.